Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. This message goes to my familia, my friends and family, my brothers and sisters. This goes to so-called black and so-called Hispanic people. Alright? So, I want to tell you guys this. The government doesn't think that you're human, that you should not be a part of society. And you know what? They're right. Most people are like, what are you talking about? When the whole civil rights movement was happening, we should have never done that. The whole civil rights movement brought us down even further. The whole civil rights movement was literally about us just trying to get rights in their system, in their government system. You want us to have rights for species of people that literally slaughter us and literally slaughter us during so-called slavery. You know, like, we do all these great things. We make the pyramids. We made so many technology you see today. And yet we got killed for it. We got raped. We got murdered. We got slaughtered. We got hanged. We got dragged. All because some type of species of people came here and decided, oh, you can't have this because you don't deserve it. And then they want to put themselves as God. They're not. We are the gods. We create everything that's out here. There's no white man that's a god. Even in your Bible, Jesus is not white. Even people that say Jesus is not white, they know that Jesus is not white. They say that he's a brother. Yeah, he is. He's a brother. But he ain't Jesus. Well, you could call him Jesus if you want. His name is Zeus. That's why Hispanic people call him Jesus. I'm Hispanic. I've been Hispanic since, I don't know, since 1983. Since I was born. This physical vessel. You know? You know, it's always good to smoke weed a little bit, then, you know, think and all that. Because if you're just smoking, not doing shit, then you're just wasting that high and wasting that weed, basically. You gotta think, meditate. Feeling your crown chakra, your corona chakra. Yep. I should tell you right there what's going on in this planet. So, our people have been suppressed, and you Hispanics might be like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not connected to these black people. And some of you black people might be like, we're not connected to these Hispanics. You see, that is why we are divided. These evil beings don't want Hispanic people and black people coming together. They want their own kind, in a way, going together, like Hispanics going with Hispanics and blacks going with blacks, when we all supposed to come together. Because we own some of these white people that we have here on this planet, we own them. Yes, we do. We own them. Oh, we can't own anybody. We own them. Why? Because we made them in ancient times. We made them before Egypt. Okay? Okay? I could be wrong right there, but hell, they were here. You know what they look like? They look like this. Shout out to God because without him, there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't put stuff together, and some YouTubers too. Serious Temple, Remedy H. You know, shout out to those brothers, because without those brothers, I wouldn't even put a lot of things together and put it as like a puzzle piece. Because that's what you really need to do when you do your thyself journey, spiritual journey. You put stuff together in pieces over the time and over the years, because the new knowledge you get and everything like that. So this is what you so-called white people did look like. This is what you orcs look like back then. You orcs look like this. And you guys came from the mountains, the Caucasian mountains. And you look like this. Alright? And who made you like this? Who made you like this? Some people say it's Enki. Some people say it's Enlil. Either way, it was Zeus that made you. Zeus himself made you. Alright? Alright? He was a jealous motherfucker that didn't went inside of himself and decided to just go out and was like, you know what? No. This is more important. He was scared. Just like all of these other evil beings. Just like these orcs. These orcs, some of these orcs don't like to meditate. They don't like to go inside themselves. I don't know why. Not all orcs are like this, obviously. Because that'll be naive and dumb and closed-minded. Not every... Look, you're always going to find good people and bad people in your tribes and your communities. That is just how it's going to happen. That's the way it was back then, man. That's how it was. Most people be like, is there supposed to be... There used to be good in the world. There was just good at one point. And then bad things started happening and it's just stood ever since. Why? Because the universe noticed that there's a balance now. There isn't fuckery, basically. No, not chaos, fuckery. Because we need chaos. Without chaos, things won't be born. It's true. When you and your woman, or you and your man, are in the bed, what happens? It's chaos. Shout out to Remedy H, it's true. To make a baby, you need pure chaos. There's chaos that goes in the bedroom. And when you tell ladies that, they get blushy and they laugh a bit. Because they know how it is. They know how all men are. Alright? What do you think some of our white women be like? What do you think some white women want to be with a Hispanic guy or a black dude? Because we have so much testosterone and so much adrenaline inside of us. It's ridiculous. It is. Why do you think some Hispanic women and some black women don't want us to be with another woman? You know, that's why in ancient times, some of our females, we only had one female. You know, some of us had multiple wives, but some of us didn't. Why? Because, when you have a Harley Quinn on your hands and she wants you and she doesn't want to deal with nobody else but you. To be honest, that's more love than anything, to be honest. I'll keep that woman, in my opinion. You can call me crazy all you want. I'll keep that woman. I won't marry no other woman at all, to be honest. I won't even practice polygamy if she was like that, to be honest. Yeah. Not polygamy. But going back, the reason I talk about this, brothers and sisters, because this is still part of your history. You know? And yes, when eventually, how do these orcs, what did Zeus use, basically? There's a lot of things I've heard, but these are 3 things I wrote down, because apparently he used a lot of things to make you. He used, obviously, his own blood, which, if you hear that, you'd be like, didn't Enki use his own blood to create the humans? That's why I keep thinking that it's probably Enki and Enlil. Most people say it's Enki, other people it's Enlil, and I'm just like, it's weird, because Enki is the serpent, which is the serpent wisdom, and Enlil is the eagle that eats the pine cone, which is the third eye. And you have the guy that fucked this territory up, looks like a fucking Alpha J. Colian. He looks like a Skeksis when he transforms. Other than that, he looks like a brother. His name is Zeus. Alright? It's funny how that shit is. So going back, what did he use? He used wolf, pig, which was at the time a wild bull, and a snub-nosed monkey. He used these 3 things, these 3 creatures, to make the white person today. That's where we're different from them. We saw them in ancient times and we were like, what the fuck is that shit? And then eventually they changed. They looked more like ogres. And then they became goblins. And then after that, human. Yes. This is what happened to them. This is what they are. Right? And if you ever see a goblin, if you see a fucking ogre or a fucking orc itself, then these are humans. These are humans. And most people are like, so you mean to tell me this monkey right here, this monkey basically was the modern day, was basically the Homo sapien? In a way, yes. Because I think this one was sliced to make that Homo sapien. I think. I could be gone. I could be gone. Because the more that I'm learning about this is the more that I'm learning that we actually made these fucking founding fathers. But how is that if they came through another portal from another universe? And they look different. They had hair. So that's why I told myself there's two versions of white people, which there is. One that we made and the one that came down here. The one that came down here fucking looked like this. And it was made by our brother Zeus. Right? We didn't make these creatures. We didn't make these creatures. So-called Hispanic and so-called black people did not make these creatures. Only one brother made these species, and that was Zeus. Going back. So, what did we made? We again, going back, there was that Homo sapien that everyone always talks about, but it was a different type. It wasn't the one that we all see right now. No, it was different. It was different. It was surprisingly it was different. It looked similar, but it was different. It was still, it wasn't like this. These were primitive monkeys. The monkeys that we use were actually, they look like Bigfoot. That's the only thing I could think of. They look like Bigfoot. And when we used them, it took a while. Obviously, I figured, yeah, it took a while. Even what is it? I believe Serious Temple pointed out. I could be wrong. I believe he pointed out that it took a while to keep doing it because there were different things that were happening. Like every time we made one of you guys, you came out like deformed and ugly. Why do you think that every time you heard about monsters, we make those monsters by accident, by trying to make you white people, we made monsters that fucking had like fucked up eyes, one eye here, one eye there, fucking other arms and limbs are fucking tear everywhere and shit like that, double heads and shit like that. We were fucked. Shit was fucked up. But we didn't destroy them from what I believed in, from what I can see. I mean, not believe, but what I can see from all the stuff that I research and everything like that. Now again, I could be gone. I could be gone about that. Maybe we did destroy them, and we start over. Well, eventually we got it right, and once we got it right, we put you guys in the caves to mine for gold. Because we didn't want to mine gold, and the Gigi didn't want to either. Some of the Gigi look like you, because if you look at the paintings of the Gigi, or some paintings, you see some brothers that have, Rastafari hair, but they look white as fuck. Kind of loud. Yesterday, I just passed with a guy that had Rastafari hair, but he was white. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? In my opinion, I see that as that's the ancestor of the Ajiji. I could be gone. But it looks like to me. Because you look at that picture, you be like that, and you look at that, and you be like, that's the Ajiji. That's the leftover of the Ajiji. At one point, I think they couldn't have made it. Then at one point, we changed their structure of their DEA, I believe. And some of them did have horns. So, yeah, like Moses, I believe Moses had horns. It all goes back to the orc thing, because once these orcs became more primitive, they started mating with our own kind, and we started mating with them. Was that supposed to happen? Fuck no. That was never supposed to fucking goddamn happen. It's still not supposed to fucking goddamn happen. Sounds fucked up, right? But It's not supposed to happen. Oh, you can't blame when people falling in love. I know. But don't blame the child then. It's your fault. You got together. Now that child has to suffer. No matter what. No matter what. You make that decision. The child is going to suffer no matter what. It sounds fucked up, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you do you see a monkey fucking an elephant? Do you see an elephant fucking a pig? Do you see a lion fucking a tiger? No. Well, there is laggards. Okay, so do you see one example? So do you see a lion fucking, oh, I don't know, a deer or a zebra? No. They mate with their own species. Okay? And the thing is, too, back in ancient times, well, not in ancient times, actually, during so-called slavery, when they were in slavery and doing all this fucked up shit that was happening in this planet, they were fucking all women. And then a woman became sick and started dying. And then when they went to us, you know, the village and shit, we started dying. You color women. I want to say that right now. Like, this is what happened to you women in ancient times. They don't want to tell you none of that. They don't want to tell you that you had sex with the white man and you died from the inside out. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. That is why we're different. Most people are like, oh God. And other people might be like, well, I've done this, but nothing's really happened bad to my body. I'm like, yeah, because you weren't stupid. You weren't stupid. You didn't get with a person that is disgusting. You know? You know? Their ancestors were disgusting as fuck. But our ancestors, for crying out loud, man, every time a disaster happened in this planet, we rise back up. And they stood as monkeys. They stood stupid. They kept eating each other, killing each other. And we over here building pyramids. And we're the dumb ones? We're the less superior ones? This is what they want to promote nowadays. Brothers and sisters, America. You know, I'm going to be like fucking, you know. For real, I'm going to be this brother right here, man. Like, got his name real quick, but. My fellow Americans. Like, seriously, guys, like, this is what's happened to this country. Land. This is what's happened to this land. A long time ago, when Christopher Columbus, I've said this before in the last video, when Christopher Columbus came here, he saw us as fucking giants. Giants. What size he was compared to us? He says that he was a grasshopper compared to us. He was a grasshopper compared to us. He was a grasshopper compared to us. That's how giant we were. And most people like, and the thing is, once people put that in their heads, they're like, how the fuck they destroyed us then? How the fuck they defeated us if they're this dumb and they're stupid? They had help. They can't do this shit on their own. They had help. By who? Other brothers and sisters that had their own agenda, that didn't want to go through nature, that wanted to do disgusting and evil things. Look at Zeus. Instead of becoming one with the universe and becoming one with us at the same time, he saw us and he was like, fuck you guys. He literally said, fuck you guys. I'm doing my own shit. And I'm just like, why? You're supposed to, like, we're all laughing and playing. He walks away. Like, we're all like, okay, bye. See, this is where you get your movies, the Star Wars movies. We're the dark side. Yes. We're the Sith. We're the Sith. Why do you think they're scared of the Sith in the Star Wars movies? Because that's what we are. That's what we are. Every time you hear Sith in Star Wars, you're like, oh shit. At least that's just me. Because that's a fucker you don't want to mess with. Even if you do kill him. Good luck. Good luck you get out of there alive. Or even with out of scratch. Just saying. Or not being scarred to death. These are the things that a Sith will make you go through. Because that is what we do. Alright? Because we've been scarred. And motherfucker, we're gonna make you get scarred. Again. Literally, you guys get trauma. My brothers and sisters, these orcs get traumatized just by us becoming giants and walking around. Oh, that can't be real. That can't be real. Who says? Oh, you, right? Just you and your little sick, disgusting fantasy. Oh, giants can't be real, but me raping a child is fine. This is the mindset of your ancestors, of not the colored people's ancestors, these orcs ancestors. Right? Look, I recently heard that the good orcs are gonna like join us in the fight. And then go to the homeland and then, fight whoever they have to fight, with us and joining us in the battle and defeating the bad orcs. That's what I'm hearing right now. Not from the ancestors or my higher self or anything like that, just from other, thy house in tune YouTubers. Could they be wrong? Yes. It could be possibly wrong. But, the reason I say that is because I'm also hearing that, the planet doesn't care. She's just gonna wipe you all out. Because you guys have fucked up so much. You give chances upon chances upon chances. I even recently read a comment saying that, hey, if we even give these orcs a chance, they just go right back, do it again. Because they haven't learned. When you hear a story, when you hear the history of these fucking monkeys, and you hear about that, hey, every time we fell in frequency, we came right back up, and we were good. But every time they fell, they were eating each other and killing each other, and we had to raise them back up. Because we didn't want that in this planet. It was holding us back. It's these motherfuckers' fault that we're not in the highest frequency that we could be in. Yes. If none of you motherfuckers won't heal, we'll be fine. Maybe you can come and visit, have a cup of coffee and leave, but you can't stay here. You can't. This planet's not meant for you. Your atmosphere is different from ours. That's why you come through portals and not spaceships. You gotta think about that too, guys. I keep saying portals. Why they come through portals? Because they can't go through space. Why they can't go through space? If it's supposed to be cold. And they take the code. They came from a place that's called Caucasian Mountains. You look at the Caucasian Mountains, it's all filled with snow. And those used to be trees. Trees! Those are trees! Giant, luscious, beautiful trees. And they're all cut. I wonder who did that. Then you cut the biggest tree, Emma's placenta. You raped Emma, basically. That's what you did. That's what you did. You had help, though, by Zeus. You just find out later on that some of these beings are literally one being. Why? Because if you want to call them Satan, but Zeus, after Zeus, he changes his name because he's a pussy. You don't change your name because you're a badass. You change your name because you're a pussy. There's a difference between knowing who your higher self name is, your avatar name is, and then all of a sudden change your name because you just don't want to be associated with that name because you fucked up. And people look at you as a laughability. Like saying that if Loki lost in the Avengers, which he did, and then he changed his name to Thanos. It's like that. Stupid. It's stupid. It's naive as fuck. Really naive. So, is there anything else? There's a lot of things I talked about here, guys. Um, Another thing that I do want to talk about is that the reason they always suppress us is because, I mean, look at us. Look at these superhero movies. This is what we can do. We could do that in these superhero movies. We already have these powers. We already have them. We've been having them. How do I activate it? Did you Have you been spending time online? Have you been spending time just playing video games? Have you just been doing that or not going outside, turning off technology and knowing thyself? Because I've done that. And I'm keep continuing doing that. Maybe it's not maybe, again, you could do balance. But eventually you gotta know that that's gonna be gone anyways, eventually. You just gotta know that. And that's fine. All this material stuff is not gonna be around you anymore. Because all this material stuff is inside of you anyways. Pure imagination. So that's it, guys. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and be safe. And tell me what you guys think about all this stuff I get. And shout out to all the people I shout out to already. So